Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today is December 26th as we air this episode, which is St. Stephen's Day. And this is the Terror of Demons podcast. We've got a new format and we're going to stick to it. So let's enjoy that beautiful intro. Stay tuned. Tim, Merry Christmas. Merry
Very.
first, Merry first day of Christmas. Is it the first day or
It's
the
the second day.
How does
Second
that
day
go?
of Christmas.
Second
Yeah.
day. Merry second day of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty amazing feast day. We're going to talk today, ladies and gentlemen, about Saint Stephen, and I'm going to explain the new format for the Terror of Demons show. Our slave driver, our colleague Dan Sevigny, over at Pelican, he said, "I want you guys to have a little more punch, a little more focus on your Terror of Demons show." And I said, "Whatever you say, boss," because that's what I always say. And we decided this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a hero, like a manly hero. Could be a canonized saint, like we're talking about Saint Stephen today, and it's very fitting because it's his feast day. But it could also just be an amazing hero from Catholic history, like a Charlemagne, or just some awesome general who was in an army and was just virtuous and heroic, or a great statesman like Maurice Duplessis, the premier of Quebec for so many years, or a Salazar or Franco. There's just all these great Catholic men in history. We have so much to learn from them. And then we're going to talk about a virtue that we think is demonstrated by this great hero. We're going to talk about a vice that is very much opposed to the virtue we talk about. And at the end, we're going to give some practical advice based on questions that people send us. So if you want to send us your questions, you can click the link underneath. There is a link for where to email. I believe it's team@piouspelican.com or Pious Pelican Media. Don't quote me, but the link and the description is right down there for you. You can send questions for Tim and I. And don't worry, they'll be anonymous. We can paraphrase. So don't worry about how you write it. We'll never give away your real name or whatever, but you can ask us questions. Unless you really want to give us your real name, and that's fine. But before we begin, I was just talking to Tim off camera about my journey through sort of tech, digital balance, minimalism, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to just briefly talk about it, and then Tim will give me his thoughts because he's been thinking about this a lot lately. And long story short, I've gone back and forth between dumb phones. I got the light phone when it first came out. Then I went to like a little clickety-clack Nokia thing, and I went back to an iPhone. I had a PC, and then I had a Mac, and then I got another flip phone, and I ended up settling recently on this Samsung thing. That's what I'm recording this on because I was having computer issues. It's not my normal setup, of course. And I realized, Tim, this is what I realized. I realized it's kind of like the stage in being an alcoholic. Because of concupiscence, because of our fallen nature, there's a lot of things in life that we're kind of always recovering alcoholics. I write in my Terror of Demons that every man is like a recovering alcoholic when it comes to love. So there's certain stages you have to.
No, Kennedy, you're breaking up a little bit. You just started. Oh, now you're frozen. Okay.
Where did I cut out?
You said, every man is a recovering alcoholic because of lust. Is that what you said?
Okay.
Try again.
Yeah.
Start there.
So I realized, Tim, it's kind of like I write in Terror of Demons. Every man is like a recovering alcoholic when it comes to lust, meaning because of our fallen nature, there's always going to be this difficulty where, you even talk to monks who have been in the monastery for 50 years and they're not around women or anything at all, but they still have to recognize that sort of piece of their soul that they have to deal with. And that's just the way it is. It's part of our fallen nature. So you kind of go through these stages, kind of like recovering alcoholics do, where they recognize they have a problem. That's number one. And then they kind of have to purge. And they have this rocky beginning where it's like they got to go, medieval, so to speak, on it. They got to go nuclear on it. But then they kind of have to get to the point where they can just be with their buddies at a pub and drink tea or coffee or soda water with lime and be the designated driver. Otherwise, they're never going to live a life worth living. And I kind of realized that about myself. Like I went through the stage of this tech stuff was just running my life and it was too much. So I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of my phone. And that was cool. But we live in this world where, I mean, unless you're, I don't know, like swinging a shovel all day at work, you're probably going to be on some sort of device just because that's the way it is now. And this is the time of history we live, and there's not much we could do about it. So then I tried kind of hybrid devices and stuff, but then, it's like the calls drop or like this thing isn't working or whatever. And then there are certain conveniences with technology that really are conveniences. I mean, I don't think there's anything enriching about going to drive to the bank to deposit a check. I'm not going to miss that. I don't mind opening the banking app and just scanning it because, like, what's the
Right.
difference?
Yeah, good point.
And stuff like that where it's like they're at or the airport. I mean, yeah, you can scan your paper thing or you can just have the picture of it on your phone and scan that. It's like, what's the difference? It's not like some cultural experience you're missing out on,
Yeah.
and it's just more convenient to have it. So I said to myself, I said, Tim, I have to be as virtuous as Tim Flanders because that's my goal in life.
God
And
help
I
us.
said, yeah, exactly. And I said, if I can't have a phone and it won't run my life, then it's not a phone problem, it's a me problem. And so I just got a smartphone again and did the settings the way that I like, and it's going well. It's nothing to report about. And there you go. That's my short journey through tech minimalism,
Right.
if you want to call it that. But you have similar thoughts too.
Yeah, Kennedy's journey through the Matrix. Yeah, I respect that. That's a good point because, I don't miss CDs. I don't
Yeah.
miss like putting the CD in and press and play, like whatever. I mean, what's the difference really? Using Spotify versus a CD. It's not like it is slightly more convenient, because they're just both tech experiences. Either way, you're not sitting in a concert hall with the real musicians, so it's like it's whatever. What's the difference? That's a good point. I guess I have found it to be really helpful if I can be extremely religious about my unplug time, like 5 p.m. I unplug, and then I discovered this thing on the iPhone where you can put a particular setting on where your phone goes into a special mode where you don't get any notifications. So like I have like a special setting at certain times during the week. It's all preset. I will only get texts or calls like from my wife and like family members, and that's it. Like everything else just doesn't go through, and no news, nothing else just goes through. So that's a huge benefit to me because then it's like it's like I am transitioning to a light phone at that time.
Hey there, thanks for watching. If you want to see the full video, you're going to have to go to pelicanplus.com and sign up for our groundbreaking, truly Catholic platform. You can find your favorite podcasts. You can find your favorite prayers. You can find your favorite authors and even your favorite books. Visit pelicanplus.com and find out more.